We have 2 children, a daughter who is 7 and a son who is 4. My daughter loves her little brother and is quite protective of him, which I have always liked, at least until now. We recently had a family gathering at my parents' house. I don't get along with my sisters because they have raised their children in the way that they believe they can annoy others and get away with it because they won't get punished. That's why, especially my 6-year-old nephew, who likes to bother my son. Whenever he does it, we immediately leave the meetings. We attended this last meeting because my father was already retiring from his job and wanted to celebrate the beginning of his retirement with a family reunion. My husband is the one who usually takes care of my son because when my husband is with him, my nephew doesn't dare approach him. But that time my husband had a work meeting and couldn't go. My daughter anyway insisted that she would take care of her brother, so we ended up going. Now, my parents have 2 medium-sized swimming pools, one for children and one for adults. It turns out that my nephew threw my son into the adult pool. As soon as I realized, I took him out and cleaned him. My son was crying and I was watching red, but at least my son was fine. When I was about to go to complain to my sister, we heard a scream. We all turned to look, and it was my daughter sinking my nephew's face in the water of the children's pool and putting all her weight on top of him so that he couldn't get up. Almost all of us had to intervene to be able to separate them. I couldn't believe that a 7-year-old girl could have so much strength, but not even my 2 sisters and I could make her let go my nephew. When we managed to separate them, my nephew began to vomit water, throw it out of his nose and cry. My daughter also cried while hugging her brother and I hugging both of them. When everything calmed down between them, the screams began between my sister and me. My sister wanted to hit my daughter and I got in the way. Luckily, nothing happened. In the end, we separated and each of us returned home. It is worth clarifying that I did not punish my daughter for what she did, and I do not plan to do so. She was only defending her brother. But the problem is that my sisters both want my daughter apologize to my nephew, and that I should punish her in front of them to let them know that that kind of violence is not okay, which I refuse to do. My parents also think that my daughter went a little too far. The only person who is on my side now is my husband, saying that he would have done the same if he had been in my daughter's place. So am I the asshole for refusing to punish her and not wanting her to apologize?